you know?
Any food?
Yeah, mushrooms with steak, mushrooms with cheese, mushrooms with soy sauce.
So if you put it on some fish eggs, it actually tastes good, right?
Perhaps.
Okay.
I know Angord is here. There we go. You know, this is one of the key stages of the game, and where we already lost Angord. Talking about the key stage of the game, getting through, and I lose a key person, Angord. But would you consider Angord a person? He is a swordfish after all. There goes Diddy. Is this it? Am I going to get lights out? Or will I make it? Tune in next time. And
what was that, man? What happened?
I don't even know. I just don't know. It just seems like Poison Pond is one of those stages that has the scar sign in your death. It's like it's just going to get you. It's so fitting considering it's named Poison Pond. And poison is often thought to be together with death, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Do you think Donkey and Diddy could really survive in this green, toxic water?
I don't know, but you know, I think I remember reading a backstory about Donkey Kong Country. This is where King K. Rool just threw his garbage and trash.
Oh, geez.
Which is just a reflection of this stage. That's what Donkey and Diddy are going through, is just trash. Kind of intense if you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish I could read that story. That sounds interesting.
I can't even remember where I read it. If it was a book, if it was just a guide to the game, it was something.
Did you have a player's guide for this game?
No, I didn't. I didn't even really start using player's guides until my first main RPG, Kingdom Hearts. And then I didn't use a guide for that. It would have been Final Fantasy X. And it's ironic to think I beat Kingdom Hearts fully. 100%, no guides, no nothing. Just discovery and learning. The music is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. You'd think they would change it for the Poison Pond, but it's okay. Can't have everything.
No, you can't. And you know, the end of this stage is really dependent. The end of this stage is really dependent on how well you did the previous. I mean, you can beat it with one Kong or without getting hit, but the likelihood survival is increased with having Diddy and Donkey, and certainly having Angord. You know, in the stages in the game, this is one of the ones I don't really remember until I'm there, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that stage.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that stage. Here, oh yes, that stage. That's such a lovely stage, isn't it?
It is. Because you can't warp through it like the last one, right?
No, you can't. You have to do it. And it's different than its predecessor in the fact that instead of the minecart jumping, Donkey and Diddy themselves jump, which adds an interesting twist to the entire level.
Definitely.
Plus you get to hear the awesome minecart music, and it's incredibly well done.
Very creepy. It reminds me of the haunted house level or haunted library level in Donkey Kong Country 2.
With Crackle, right?
I think so.
It's been even longer since I've really played that game, to be honest. These days I'm more of an RPG player, and what was it in 1999 is when you got into MMOs.
Yep, good old EverQuest. Do you remember EverQuest at all?
I've played some EverQuest, or what you call Project 1999.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
it was interesting, kind of inhibiting, especially when you played big giant MMOs like World of Warcraft and
Yeah, you were
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you were one of the rare players that actually played WoW before you played EverQuest.
Well, I mean, I just didn't understand at the time when you were playing EverQuest your zeal or your need to actually play the game.
Yeah. It takes a lot of time and effort and energy to get anywhere in that game.
Yeah.
What did you like most about it?
I'd probably say the challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, WoW was a great game until it started to lose its challenge.
Yeah, they really...
Then it just became, player Y whines and, Blizzard gives them what they want. It just really ruined the appeal the game had. At this point, even though I got really angry when I got PvP'd, I'd rather have been PvP'd and attacked like I was in the early years than what WoW eventually turned into. It's like people wouldn't let me join their groups just because I didn't have the achievement for a dungeon.
Yeah, that got kind of ridiculous, I bet.
It did get ridiculous. I mean, sure, WoW bosses, just like any boss, I guess, in an MMO, takes time to learn, but once you learn it, then you remember the stage itself. But if no one even, helps you out with it, well, you're never going to learn it. And this is probably the boss of the game, I think, that has aged the worst of the entire game. I mean, there's nothing really challenging about it. I mean, sure, probably when you first played the game, can be a little challenging. But I mean, other than that, no. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, not very challenging at all. It's very... They just give you 2 enemies at a time. I mean, maybe they should dump a lot more enemies or something like that. I think I would...
Maybe have a spark ray popping up when the enemy downs and you get stunned.
Yeah, just something a little more challenging for the second to last world boss in the game.
Yeah. And there is DK's chair. And there's the boat. I mean, this is one of the most incredible things, and I don't think I made the 59 minutes anyways. But you can see K-War's ship just moving in closer. It's just details like that are absolutely mind-boggling. And talk about mind-boggling stages. There it is. This is the stage of the game that's mind-boggling.
Do you think the designer was smoking a big joint when he was...
I don't know, but applause to him or her who designed it. Absolutely.
Do you think he did a bong rip before this?
No. No, think about it. This stage requires precision, and that's what action-adventure games are. Precision.
I think this thing is a real gas filter, don't you? I mean, look how much fuel it
I know. At least it's not a real-life device.
Can you imagine having to stop every couple seconds on the road to pick up a barrel of fuel to keep going?
Just to keep going, I know. Man, well, the gas companies would make a profit off it, but I think the buyers would be a little more than upset.
Yeah.
And here's the part of the stage where it's precision. It literally is precision. If you mess up once, you're done. And if you do mess up and you happen to be on a platform, Donkey or Diddy just does their lost pose. So you don't want to mess up. I remember as a kid, this part, that's the first time I think anything like that has ever really happened. On it. That's awesome.
That was a close call, man.
And the fact that it's still sitting there and then our viewers are, there it goes, it just fell off, and that was wicked. I've never seen something like that in all my years of playing this game. There it is. There's the coup de grace of the stage, right here, right here. The fact that red, red, red. It's just like it's mocking you, and that's literally what it's doing. If the G is so important to you, well, you can always just go after it. But since I didn't get really the other letters or really pay attention, I didn't see any reason not to.
Yeah.
Here's one of the other stages, you know, you talk about, you forget until you're there. And then it's like, oh yeah, this stage. I forgot all about this stage. And then when you beat the stage, it's like, what stage did I just do?
Yeah.
And speaking of stages, this is one I don't think I've ever made it entirely through with Rambi.
It's tough.
You know, it would be really interesting to see if on a Let's Play I actually make it through the entire stage without losing Rambi. I mean, low chance on that, to be honest. And what did we talk about? There it happened. But I mean, as far as difficulty goes, things can go wrong in this stage, but it's probably one of the stages you don't really have to worry about as much as some of the other stages.
I agree. I remember you used to always have trouble with jumping games and stuff like that. You were really into RPGs for a while, and you kind of had trouble with like Mario.
I still am in the RPGs. I think for at least this game, I've kept some of my raw, natural talent.
Oh.
Where, like in Super Mario Brothers 3, which is my first game I ever beat, I was really bad at that when I was playing it solo. And Super Mario World, when me and you played it together a couple of months ago. Remember how often I was dying and you'd end up beating a stage?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if I'm the only player or not. I'm not going to assume I am. But there was one time, it was what, around 2000, maybe 1999, when I used a method to unlock Forward in Super Mario World before the second castle.
Yeah.
And I remember when I told you about the challenge, you're like, Simon,
that's impossible.
You'll never do it. And a couple hours later, bam!
That's
proved you
not
wrong.
true. That's impossible.
I'm sorry, Joe. I am your friend.
Oh.
Horrible, horrible Star Wars reference there.
Yeah.
You know, this is can be a really intense stage. It's in one way, it's too bad you don't get a life up when you bounce off enemies, like you do in Super Mario. But I mean, it's brilliantly done, and to think that this is a follow-up of the first stage of the second war. If you think about it. That, you know, was back when enemies appeared out of the barrels. And there goes Diddy. And now we're nearing the end of the stage. And
we wouldn't want to mess up redo here, would we?
no. And now we're nearing the end. And, you know, just for old time's sakes, for funky.
Gotta love the music.
You do. Yeah, that was just for humor. There was really no reason to do it. Here's a Bane kind of stage. I mean, you got bees at the end, the last of the orangutans,
Ooh.
and a really horrible death at the beginning.
I guess you weren't expecting it to jump.
No, those are pretty tough enemies, to be honest. The fact that they...
you can't roll into them at all.
You can't roll into them, and they jump up into the air.
Yeah.
And, hey, wait, I can't believe it. How many years have I played this game now?
18.
Okay. I played this game for 18 years, and I finally figured out how those enemies work.
Yeah.
They jump with you.
Oh.
You didn't.
I guess I learned it too. Look at that.
Wow. Well, I guess you learn something new every day, right?
Just like they say.
Yep. Watch, look at them. I jump and they jump.
Yeah, isn't that something? Good call.
I just happened to notice that, and that's where their challenge comes from.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people try to rush through a level, they don't even notice that. But once you notice it, it really helps you get through it, doesn't it?
Yeah. That guy's a bane right there.
Yeah. Oops, were you supposed to carry your
Nope.
I guess not, huh?
Wow, I got through that without getting hit. Come on.
Keep going, man.
No, I was trying to switch to Diddy and it wouldn't let me.
Looks like we're coming up on 1 hour played so far.
Is that so?
Yep.
So, I certainly did mess up too often.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh well, that's unfortunate.
Can't always get what you want.
No. You know, and here's the bees. Things can go wrong with the bees real quick. Please, good.
Oh.
Now let's see how I make through the orangutan dude. I believe this is the last time he appears in the game. What a time he appeared too.
You don't even hear the barrels coming. It's kind of dark.
It's kind of dark and scary. And here's the monster level. So yeah, this is a monster stage, you know. It's just the fact that the Rare put everything together to challenge you. Loads of clumps, the crushes that not even DK can kill.
Yeah.
Bees in perfectly position. I mean, that bee is probably known as the infamous monster bee.
Yeah, they really took their time with this level design, huh?
Yeah, they did. They put the enemies perfectly together. It's just a shame that the second to last boss of the game, Master Neki, Senior, is not that impressive of a boss. Once you understand his nuances, he comes apart pretty easily.
Yeah.
I mean, the only really challenging boss is Cave War, and he comes down to just understanding his pattern of 3. Once you understand his pattern of 3, he's not too hard of a boss.
Is 3 your favorite number?
Well, 3 and 7 are holy numbers, but it's not really a discussion I'm going to bring up for Let's Plays. There's the infamous jump, and here we go. It begins.
The hard part.
The hard part. Usually I prefer having DK for this part. He's a little better at getting killing the crushes. If you fail, you're done.
Yeah,
There's no ifs, buts, whens, wheres, who's, hows, or whats. You're done.
He releases the barrel a little higher, I think, than
Then Diddy, yeah.
And I think that really helps you get through those.
It does.
Well, I think...
And there it is. And here is the second to last boss of the game. We're coming along nicely.
I better see a full row of dots up on every time. 2
You know,
rows.
Once again, this is not an RPG.
Shadow or Pain. Now hit it very fast and very hard.
2.
Come on, hit it like you
1, 2, 3, and boom. Got it.
Uno.
1.
Dos. Tres. Cuatro.
Boom.
Uno.
1,
Dos.
2,
Tres.
3,
Cuatro.
4,
Cinco.
5. And boom. Oh yeah, we did it. On the K-War, the big badass battle of all. And it's amazing. When I first played K-War, probably anyone who really played this game the first time probably remembers that each stage of K-War took a couple of tries before you mastered it.
Definitely.
But he's a very patterned boss. There's 2 rock mountains there, crown, hit, life is good. 1, 2, took a risk there, and 3. Crown, hit. And the music goes along perfect with it. The water, in the background, DK Island sitting there. And crown.
Does it ever get annoying with that rope in front of you?
Not really.
Just kind of ignore it?
Yeah, I kind of just really ignore it. And then 2 rounds of cannonballs here. And boom.
Do you remember the very first time you beat K. Rool?
Yeah, actually I think, I know my sister Canley was there. And we just kind of just watched the credits roll. It was a really great moment. The music was epic.
I remember the first time I faced him, I thought he was wicked hard, and I thought I had no chance.
Well, you eventually did beat him. So here's the fake credits. Oops, spoiler alert, credits. Carding, Claptrap, Characters, Crusher, Coloring, Critter, Concept, Club, Commander, King K. War. The end?
Question.
Oh no, it's not the end. Or is it?
Big surprise.
Here he comes. The Commander and Contrap, King K. War in his evermost jumping. Which I think right here is what gets a lot of people.
Yo.
The jumping. Crown. Duck. Here he goes. Cartwheel. Oh, did he? I might lose this. I might lose this.
Calm down.
Oh, that was really close. There it is.
Great
and there's
job.
the ending credits. The banana bars and DK does his pose. It's like, I'm the one to beat.